You know, if you had a car in Charlottesville and drove to Portsmouth, it'd take you about 2 hours and 40 minutes, maybe about 170 miles in the car. But there is a common thread between the two towns, the push to take down symbols of the Confederacy. So a couple of days ago, a guy named Nathan Coflin came up with what we thought was by far the most creative idea, taking a Confederate monument in Portsmouth and replacing it with a statue of one of Portsmouth's most famous celebrities of recent time. Yes, we're talking about hometown hip-hop hero Missy Elliott. I always like when we can use work it in some sort of news context. Nathan Coflin up late with us on the Final Five to talk a little bit more about his big idea. Nathan, hello.
Hi, how you doing?
We're good. How'd you come up with this idea?
Well, all the controversy after Charlottesville, really trying to see, what can we do differently to add some positivity to the situation? And I thought Portsmouth, the mayor there has already agreed to move that monument from where it currently stands down the street to actually a cemetery where Confederate soldiers are buried. It's supposed to be a huge blank plot there with nothing on it. And who better suits and represents Portsmouth and the diversity of the city than Missy Elliott?
I'll tell you, when you say diversity, I look at you, and then we're talking Missy Elliott tonight. Were there any other celebrity names that popped into your head, or was it just like, yeah, we got to go Missy all the way?
I mean, Missy all the way. I've had some people bring up Wanda Sykes and a couple of other Portsmouth celebrities, and I love Wanda, I do, but Missy Elliott really is the hometown girl. She was born and raised in the area, came from humble beginnings, working class, to become, a successful businesswoman. People say, oh, it's just a rapper, it's just a hip-hop artist. No, she's a businesswoman that, has really worked it, for a long time.
I appreciate the use of the term there, because I want to show people this is a shot of the Change.org petition that you put up. We'll show it to people at home, because here's a good quote. Getting the statue put up will be a lot of work, and you may ask yourself, is it worth it? I say yes, and I ask you to join me in letting us work it. Together, we can put white supremacy down, flip it, and reverse it. You got about 22,000 signatures so far. I'm sure a lot of people outside of Portsmouth are jumping on, but what's been the reaction within the community?
It's been pretty positive. Of course, there's always going to be blowback and always going to be, some people that aren't for it. But I think particularly among the young people and the a diverse crowd are really, really behind it. Why do statues always have to be something that happened 100 years ago, 150 years ago? Why not something that's happening now? Someone who's successful, who really came from very humble beginnings to become the best-selling female rapper of all time. She's humble, and I think a lot of people don't give her the respect she deserves as far as, even I've learned stuff since I've put this petition up, how much advocate she's done for HIV and AIDS, and she doesn't brag about it. She's kind of an unsung hero in many ways. She deserves it.
That's great. And you're right. I mean, these are things that maybe not a lot of people know. I checked her Twitter feed. I didn't see any official statement. I didn't see any reaction. Have you heard of any? Has anybody reached out to you and said, hey, we like this idea, or is this a one-man operation?
We've got a lot of positive feedback online from D.L. Hughley, Mimi Leakes, the Shens, just Samantha Ronson, just to name a couple. It's really hard to keep up. I'm still working my 9-to-5 job, so I'm at work and things are going down, and then I'm not even able to follow it all. Missy did respond to it. The first day, it really blew up and went viral. She said she felt very humbled, and it warms her heart. And that's a typical of a humble reaction of someone like Missy Elliott. It's unusual to react that way, because she's an unsung hero to a lot of people.
You're a Virginia native?
I sure am. I was born and raised in Virginia.
So when you saw what happened over in Charlottesville, I mean, that I think the reaction a lot of people had was this, this wasn't my Virginia where I saw this happening. What did you think when you saw the after effects of the violence?
It was awful. I think it really showed off a dark underbelly that has existed for a while. And it was sad. I really hated to see it. I hated to see a beautiful town like Charlottesville, be represented in the news in that fashion. And we're better than that. And I want to be better than that. I want to spread some positivity into the world. And of course, there's always going to be controversy. There's always going to be negativity. Sure. But something that a lot of the news stories are missing is this: Missy or not, the mayor is behind moving this monument already. So we're not tearing it down, throwing it away. It's getting moved respectfully. They want to move it to a Confederate cemetery right down the street. And why not trailblaze. You know, no other city's done this that I know of yet.
You know what? I'll tell you what. It's a good point because I think about in Minneapolis, they have a statue to Mary Tyler Moore. In upstate New York, in Jamestown, they have Lucille Ball. In Canonsburg, Pennsylvania, Perry Como is from there. These are people who grew up in those towns. Well, obviously, Mary Tyler Moore was a character. Lucille Ball was born there. But you're right. I mean, this is all about paying homage to hometown heroes. So why not? And I think Nathan, you get a lot of credit because a lot around here, you know, it's easy to say this is a joke, but I hear you talk and you've thought this over.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm serious. Our next step is getting a plan together to pitch it seriously. It's all over the place. You know, look at there's a Rocky statue, Sylvester Stallone in Philadelphia. I mean, it happens a lot, and it's something that it's a unique situation to be in to have someone who is alive be able to put input in on their statue, but why not? I mean, a lot of people make a big deal about it's a Confederate statue going down and a woman of color going up. And there's something to that, but I didn't go out and say, hey, let's find a woman of color to put up there. I said, who's the best person for Portsmouth to put up there? And it just happens to be a woman of color, Missy Elliott.
Nathan, what's our goal for signatures here?
You know, it keeps going up. Change.org really has, every time you hit one goal, it makes more. I would love to get 30,000. We are near that. We have enough that I would be comfortable presenting in front of City Council. The more we get, the louder our voices, the louder this grassroots campaign goes. I really want to try to get some celebrities out there that maybe want to be the benefactor to it that Missy's worked with to help maybe fund the project. The basic question is going to be, how are you going to pay for it? And it's just grassroots. It's a week old tomorrow, so this thing's only been out there for 6 days. I didn't expect it to blow up like this.
But it did.
So it did. It really did. I really want to get a plan together so we're taken seriously. Because we're serious about it. It was written in a humorous way with a little bit of wit.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's not serious. It means that was to get people to let their guards down and get people's attention.
All right. You certainly did. You got our attention. Nathan Coflin, thank you very much. We're going to tweet out a link if there are people at home that want to check it out. And we're back with more on the Final Five right after this.